The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Reading Chapter 5 Influences continued. Step 1 Stand guard. Unless you decide to hole up in a cave or on a desert island, you're going to get dirty water in your glass. It's going to be on billboards, on CNN, while you're walking through the airport, on the screaming tabloid headlines at the checkout, when you're buying groceries, etc. Even your friends, family members, and your own negative mental tapes can flood dirty water into your glass. But that doesn't mean you can't take steps to limit your exposure to all that grim. Maybe you can't avoid the tabloids stacked up at the checkout register, but you can cancel your subscriptions. You can refuse to listen to the radio to and from work and instead put in an instructional and inspirational CD. You can turn off the evening news and talk to your loved ones instead. You can buy a DVR and record all those programs you feel are truly educational and life affirming, and speed through the commercials aimed at making you feel inadequate or lacking unless you buy one more crap. I didn't really grow up with TV. I remember watching Solid Gold and the A Team, but television wasn't a big part of our family. I managed somehow to thrive without it, and that's given me a clearer perspective when I watch an occasional program now. Sure, I'll laugh along with the sitcom, but afterwards I feel the same as I ate fast food, bloated and malnourished. And I can't get over how commercials prey on our psychology, our fears, our pains, needs, and weaknesses. If I walk through life thinking that I'm not enough just as I am, that I need to buy this, that, and other things to be okay, how can I expect to create amazing results? It's estimated that Americans 12 or older spend 1,704 hours watching TV every year. That averages out to 4.7 hours per day. We are spending almost 30% of our waking hours watching TV, almost 33 hours per week, more than one whole day each week. It's the equivalent of watching TV for 2 solid months out of 12 years. Wow. And people wonder why they can't get ahead in life. Put yourself on a media diet. The media thrives on taking us hostage. Ever been stuck on the freeway with traffic backed up for miles, making you late, wondering what the heck's holding everything up? Sure enough, when you finally get close, you see that nothing physical is blocking the flow of cars. The wreck clearly happened a while ago and has since been moved to the side of the freeway. The 3 miles per hour crawl was caused by people rubbernecking. Now you're really irritated. But what happens when your car passes the wreck? You slow way down, take your eyes off the road in front of you, and crane your own neck. Why do good, decent people want to see something tragic and grotesque? It's our genetic heritage, going back to our prehistoric sense of self preservation. We can't help ourselves. Even if we are adept at avoiding negativity and have trained ourselves to be relentlessly positive, when it comes to sensationalism, our basic nature cannot resist. Media masters understand that. They know your nature in many ways better than you. The media has always used shocking and sensational headlines to draw attention. But today, instead of three news, TV, and radio networks, there are hundreds running 24/7. Instead of few newspapers, there are endless portals reaching us from our computers to our phones. The competition for your attention has never been bloodier, and the media jockeys continually up the ante in shock value. They find a dozen or so of the most heinous, scandalous, criminal, murderous, bleak, and horrid things that happen in the world each day and parade them through our papers, news channels, and web over and over. Meanwhile, during that same 24-hour period, millions of wonderful, beautiful, incredible things have happened, yet we hear very little about them. In being wired to seek out the negative, we create the demand for more and more. How could the positive news stories ever hope to compete with those ratings or advertising dollars? Let's go back to our freeway. Instead of a wreck on the side of the road, what if there was the most stunning, miraculous sunset you've ever seen? What would happen to the traffic then? I've seen this many times. It whizzes by at top speed. A great danger of the media is that it gives us a very perverted view of the world because the focus and the repetition of messaging is on the negative. That's what our minds start believing. This warped and narrow view of what's not working has a severe influence on your creative potential. It can be crippling. My personal junk filter. I'll share what I do to safeguard my mind, but I warn you, I have a rigorous mental diet. You'll want to adjust to your own preferences, but this system has worked beautifully for me. As you might guess, I don't watch or listen to any news, and I don't read any newspapers or news magazines. 99% of all news has no bearing on my personal life or my personal goals, dreams, and ambitions, anyways. I have set up a few RSS feeds identifying the news and industry updates that do pertain to my direct interest and goals. The news that's helpful to me gets plucked out of the fray so I don't have to get any mud slung into my glass of water. While most people wade through hours of irrelevant garbage that hampers their thinking and crushes their spirit, I get the most productive information I need when I need it and in less than 15 minutes a day. Thank you for listening to The Compound Effect. I will continue to read tomorrow.